I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honour on a young Florentine called Claudio. He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it.
I pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from the wars, or no?
Oh, I know none of that name, lady. There was none of such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor BENEDICK of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor BENEDICK too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath helped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honourable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor BENEDICK and her.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion?
He is most in the company of the noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio, if he have caught the BENEDICK. It will cost him £1,000, ere he be cured.
Good Signor Leonato, the fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor BENEDICK, no, for then were you a child.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor BENEDICK. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible that Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor BENEDICK?
It is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God I am of your humour for that. I had rather hear my dog bark than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, though some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse as 'twere a face such as yours.
Oh, well, you're a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue. But keep your way, in God's name. I have done.
Oh, you always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio and Signor BENEDICK, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month.
Let me bid you welcome, Lady Donna Juana, being reconciled to your prince, the brother.
I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
BENEDICK, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Would you have me speak, after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, i' faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Oh, can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into.
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet, without spectacles, and I see no such matter. But I hope you've no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, if faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he's in love. With who? Mark you how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
Well, that she is worthy, I know.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke. In the meantime, good Signor Benedick, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach it but how?
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this unended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love, fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that know love's grief by his complexion.
I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. And after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she will be thine.
What the good year, my lady? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds it, therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being born as thou sayest thou art under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest, eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business.
Well, you have at late stood out against your brother, and he obtained you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Though I cannot be said to be an honest, flattering woman, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I'm trusted with a muzzle, enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. Let me be that I am, seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? Oh, what news, Baraccio?
The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
Proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on Hero, the daughter of Leonato.
How came you to this?
Well, being entertained for a perfumer as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio hand in hand. In sad conference, I whipped me behind an arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and then give her to Count Claudio.
This may prove food to my displeasure. That young start-up hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way.
We'll wait upon your ladyship.
Was not Donna Juanna here at supper?
I saw her not.
How tartly that lady looks. I can never see her, but I am heartburned an hour after.
She is of a very melancholy disposition.
By my troth, niece, God will never send thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man, and he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Oh, yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust, to make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? Oh, no, uncle, I'll none.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. For hear me, Hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is as a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. The first suite is hot and hasty like a Scotch jig, and full and fantastical. The wedding, mannerly and modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into the syncopace till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revellers are entering.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favour.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedick that said so.
What is he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, not marked or laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Oh, we must follow the leaders.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero and have withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedick?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamoured on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Answer I, in name of Benedick, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. Farewell, therefore, Hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow about your business county. What fashion will you wear the garland of? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Do you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Alas! Poor hurt fowl, now will he creep into sedges. But that Lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool! Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am merry. I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of the young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland, as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner. The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great Thor. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he died.
Well, look, here she comes.
Oh, will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you a length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedick.
Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes.
Well, speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange.
Oh, speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak either.
If faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I'm sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
Oh, no, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I have heard my daughter say she hath often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedick.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just a seven-night, and a time too brief too to have all things answered my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labours, which is to bring Senor Benedick and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection. I doubt not, but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction, and you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedick is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. I will teach you how to humour your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedick, and I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedick that he shall fall in love with Beatrice.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lady, but I can cross it.
How canst thou cross this marriage?
So covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Well, show me briefly how.
I think I told your ladyship a year since how much I am in the favour of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember. What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince, your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honour in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, to kill Leonato.
Only to spite them, I'll endeavour anything.
Go then. Find me the hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honour, who have made this match. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio. In the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all preparation overthrown.
Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
Boy,
Signor?
in my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither me in the orchard.
I am here already, sir.
I know that, but I would have thee hence, and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviours to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. Such a man is Claudio. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be what colour it please God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide me in the arbour.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice is in love with Signor Benedick?
Oh, aye. Stalk on, the foul fits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, whom she hath in all outward behaviours seemed ever to abhor.
It's possible? It's the wind in that corner?
Oh, by my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought that her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedick.
I should think this a gull, but the silver-haired fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now, when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper, I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedick and Beatrice between the sheet. Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, curses. Oh, sweet Benedick! God, give me patience.
It were good that Benedick knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, it were an arms to hang him. She is an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but in loving Benedick.
Hero thinks, surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. Oh, well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedick and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Oh, nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedick well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. I must not seem proud. Happier those that can hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great an argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spice some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pain.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the method?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a door withal. You have no stomach, signor? Fare you well.
Ah, against my will, I am said bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. I will go get her picture.
Good servant, run thee to the parlour. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice, proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Bid her steal into the pleached bower to listen our propose. Now, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them if they loved Benedick never to let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full a fortune at a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She cannot love, she's so self-endeared.
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word can empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit, as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy, always excepted my dear Claudio.
Oh, I pray you, be not angry with me, madam. Speaking my fancy, Signor Benedick for shape, for bearing, argument and valour goes foremost in report throughout Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it prove so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
I will only be bold with Benedick for his company. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Balanced, I am not as I have been.
And methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
What? Sign for the toothache?
Everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet, say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy that he hath to strange disguises.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his hat o' the mornings. What should that bode?
Nay, he rubs himself with civet.
That's as much to say the sweet youth is in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
This no charm for the toothache. Old Sid, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Judy and sister.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If please you, Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not, or let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Go but with me tonight, you shall see her chamber window entered the night before her wedding day.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough.
If I see anything tonight where I should not marry her, tomorrow, in the congregation, there will I shame her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly until midnight.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Oh, nay, that were a punishment too good for them if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbour Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
You okay, sir? Or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbour Seacole. To be a well-favoured man is the gift of fortune, but to read and write comes by nature.
Oh, both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favour, sir, why, God give thanks and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, well, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. Now, you are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the Constable of the Watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Well, let him go and thank God you're rid of a knave. If he will not stand when he's bidden, he's none of the prince's subjects.
We'll rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
You speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman. Now you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Then let them alone till they're sober.
Well, sir.
The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
It's very true.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call up me.
We are charged.
But one word more, honest neighbours. Now, I pray you, watch Signor Leonato's door for the wedding being there tomorrow. Now be vigilant, I beseech you.
What, comrade?
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Mass, my elbow itched.
Now, forward with thy tail.
Okay. Stand thee close then, under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee. That showers thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet or a hat or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it's apparel.
I mean, the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I may as well say the fool's the fool, but seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed has been a vile thief this 7 year. I goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore know I have earned of Donna Juanna 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou should rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich.
Oh, I wonder at it.
Didst thou hear somebody?
'Twas the vane on the house?
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my mistress Donna Juanna, saw afar off this amiable encounter.
They thought that Margaret was Hero.
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there sent her home without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand.
Call up the right master constable. We have recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him.
And desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Truth, I think your other rebatoe were rather better.
Oh, no, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
No, by my troth, not so good. And I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire excellently. If the hair were a thought browner, and your gown is most rare fashion in faith.
Oh, God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
Oh, 'twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honourably? Is not marriage honourable in a beggar? Is not your lord honourable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence a husband.
Oh, good morrow, coz.
Oh, good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in a sick tune?
Oh, 'tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. Oh, by my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Oh, hey-ho.
For a hawk? A horse? Or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I'm stuffed, cousin, I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed? Oh, there's goodly catching of cold.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedick, Donna Juanna, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good coz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbour?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Well, marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, yes, in truth, it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, had ta'en a couple of errant knaves as any in Messina.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well. Come, Friar Francis, be brief.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know of any inward impediment, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honour.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee, seeming! I will write against it. You are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Well, sweet prince, why speak you not?
I stand dishonoured, that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
Leonato, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's sister? Is this face Hero's? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so. But what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry, that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight, out at your window betwixt 12 and 1?
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then are you no maiden? Leonato, upon mine honour, myself, my sister, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Oh, Hero, fare thee well. Most foul, most fair. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love.
Oh, why now, cousin Hero, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle, Hero. Why, Hero, Signor Benedick, uncle.
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame.
How now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, Hero, do not ope thine eyes.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I have only been silent for so long, and given way until this discourse of fortune. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool. Trust not my reading, nor my observations. Trust not my age, my everence, calling, nor divinity. If this sweet lady lie not guiltless here, under some biting error. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
Nay, no, that do accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy.
There is some strange misprision in the princes.
If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in DONNA.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. But if they wrong her honour, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princes left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead.
What will this do?
Well, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear that she died upon his words, then shall he mourn, and wish he had not so accused her.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the Prince and Claudio, yet by mine honour I will deal with this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day, perhaps, is but prolonged.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there a way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I do not love you.
Will you not eat your word?
Oh, no sauce that can be devised to it.
Why then, God forgive me.
Sweet Beatrice.
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
There is no love in you.
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare be easier. Easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonoured my kinswoman? With accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancour. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me,
or
Beatrice.
talk with a man out of a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Is our whole dissembly appeared, Sexton?
Which be the malefactors?
What, marry, that am I, and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined?
Well, yea, marry, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray write down Borachio. Yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Oh, write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir.
We hope.
No, write down that they hope they serve God. Oh, and write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, It is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, I say we are none.
Sir, I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch.
Oh, yea, marry, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. No. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Donna Juanna, the prince's sister, was a villain.
Oh, write down that Donna Juanna, a villain. Now, well, why, that's flat perjury. To call a prince's sister a villain?
Master Constable.
Yeah, pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look. I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
That he had received 1,000 ducats of Donna Juanna for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by the mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero upon the whole assembly.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
Oh! And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Donna Juanna is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Off, coxcomb!
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let him write down. The prince's officer. Coxcomb, what come bind them, thou naughty varlet?
Way, you are an ass! You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? But, masters, remember that I am an ass. And though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve.
Therein do men from children nothing differ, yet bend not all the harm upon thyself.
There, thou speak'st reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied.
Good Ian, good Ian.
Good day to both of you.
Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarrelling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me. Thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never let her lay a hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause for fear.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Oh, thine, Claudio, thine.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare, despite his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my least, and she is dead. Slandered to death by villains.
Sister Antonia.
Hold you content. What man, I know them, yea, scambling, out-facing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander. Farewell.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor.
We had like to have had our 2 noses snapped off by 2 old folks without teeth.
Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel there is no true valour.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain, I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. You have killed a sweet lady, and it shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said, thou hadst a fine wit. True, said she, a fine little one. Yet at last she concluded with a sigh, thou wast the properest man in Italy.
For which she wept heartily, and said she cared not.
Yea, that she did. But yet for all that, and if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. When shall we set the savage bull's horns on the sensible Benedick's head?
Yea, and text underneath, here dwells Benedick, the married man.
Very well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humour. You break jest as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your sister is fled from Messina, and you have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. My lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
Come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Oh, nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? 2 of my sister's men bound.
Hearken after their offence, my lord.
Officers, what offence have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders, and sixthly and lastly, they have belied a lady. To conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offence?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Donna Joanna, your sister, incensed me to slander the lady hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me caught her servant in hero's garments.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my sister set thee on this?
Yea, and paid me richly for it.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
And masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Leonato.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes. Which of these is he?
If you would know you're wronger, look at me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
Oh, no, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honourable men.
Choose your revenge yourself. Yet I sin not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labour aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones, sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My sister hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, I do embrace your offer and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not in under black and white, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
Ah, here's for your pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart.
Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Gods of love that sit above and knows me and knows me. Cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, a fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I woo in festival term. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken, fare you well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon will I kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge. And now I pray thee, now tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
Oh, for them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
If a man do not erect in this age his own tombs ere he dies, he should live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
Well, how long is that, think you?
It is most expedient for the wise, if his conscience finds no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself. Tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend.
Oh, madam, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady Hero hath been falsely accused. and the Prince and Claudia mightily abused. And Donna Juanna is the author of all. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And I will go with thee to thy uncle.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
Well, daughter, and you, gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked.
Hail, Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favour.
That I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the Prince. But what's your will?
My will is your good will. May it stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honourable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. Are you yet determined today to marry with my sister's daughter?
Aye, sir.
Call forth her sister. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Benedick. Why, what's the matter that you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold.
Bull Jove, sir, had an amiable low, much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
For this I owe you. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you her.
Sweet, let me see your face.
No, no, thou you shalt not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife, and when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
Soft and fair. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the Prince and Claudia have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
No more than reason. You do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon that he loves here, for here is a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
Miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
Well, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life. I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace, I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit-crackers cannot flout me out of my humour. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. As I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it.
I had hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer.
Oh, come, we are friends. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife,
My lord, your sister Donna Juanna is ta'en in flight, and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on her till tomorrow. I'll devise brave punishments for her. Strike up, pipers!